Renars podcast.
When did you started like thinking, oh, I could help other people? And also, like, where did the Wim Hof concept came in? And was it Wim Hof the main one you looked at, or like there were other people who you took their kind of ideas about the cold therapy? How did that go?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. So Wim Hof definitely was the guy I was like, you look to the all list
and he
then
stands out. Yeah.
And you're just stopping there. Again, that common sense, it's not about that blah, blah, blah stuff. Mm-hmm. You're like a practice. It's this, the 1, 2, 3 steps, and you do it. And you can test it and have a feedback very fast. Mm-hmm. So, but I was already doing stuff, but that clicked very faster for me because I already had some kind of feedback, right? So that was more in the depth. That was more science and stuff like that. So I was, again, putting all that puzzle together pretty fast from him. And Wim Hof, I was listening again and looking into it and studying basically. Mm-hmm, so practicing.
Because now also like the question is, how does the cold therapy plays with your recovery? So the guys you were working with, like the American guy and the Norwegian guy, so these chiropractors, how did they looked at you? Oh, you're doing cold therapy. Did they say, do it, don't do it? What would they?
That's also the reason why I was sticking with them, because they are all straight away said.
Did you feel that was an earthquake?
I feel something moves.
Yeah, that was earthquake.
Really?
Yeah. In Bali, they have earthquakes, very short ones, like just like a second, and just whole thing.
I thought it's just my heart.
No. I thought you just moved it's like couldn't be. I can feel it. Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, earthquakes in Bali.
First time experience. Podcast and
an earthquake. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Double. Yeah. So
what the guys were saying about the cold therapy?
Yeah, they said you just need to do whatever helps you to function better. And that made total sense for them. The thermotherapy is a natural way of like our to expose our bodies to that kind of force. So and they just directed that you should go slowly, step by step, and I was communicating with them what I do exactly, how I'm doing this, not forcing it, and they saw the very good progression. So that's why they say you just have to do it. You just keep going,
right?
Because I had not only improvements like kind of feeling wise, but there was a picture changes, like doing all those x-rays, right? So you see the curvature change, your biomechanics, how you move the body, the structure change, the joints are getting better, all the production synovial fluid is better. They're testing me,
and that's mainly because of the cold therapies, or also because of the physio other stuff.
It's a complex
combination,
stuff. It's
right?
Combination. Yeah. Basically, I became all those practices. Stimulated and gain awareness about the self, my primary functions, right? So I started to understand, to endure, to become better, to improve in function, I have to be better breather, right? So I have to understand the movement of the body that helps my physiology to go into homeostasis faster, to deal with the stress. So what it is, so the training wise, so it's like going what we know with the biceps curls and stuff like that. It's just a breaking down. Right. So what is the movement? I can understand how many joints you have, the physiological movement of the joints, how many vertebrae you have in the spine, how they should move. Right. So in different planes and stuff like that. So combination of the movements.
Right.
So and understanding my uniqueness, individual uniqueness. So my condition of the body and how I should move, not you, me.
Jeez.
So you discover you understand where you are and what you should do to improve your movement, right? So you're thinking about very simple things and you're doing basically very simple things, but you understand those primary functions with starting the mind, the breathing and the movement, how to connect to help go through the stressors.
But if I would ask you to break it down, what do you think plays the biggest part? Like, is it the saunas? Is it the cold therapies? Is it the movement? Because it's difficult to pinpoint, like, which one actually help you the most, obviously.
There is no answer to that.
There's no answer to
that's
that.
Individual uniqueness. I'm a bit different than you are.
Of course.
We have a bit different physiology.
No one is like me.
So it's about adaptation, my ability to adapt in environment. And
yes, but my question is mainly for your specific case because of your back issues and all that. So now if you come to me and I'm the doctor and I'm saying like, listen, the most important out of these 3, 4, whatever is the cold therapy. Then number 2, some exercise, and number 3, sauna. Would you be able to put them in some kind of scale saying this is more, or you just say you have to do all of them? And then
that's a finding through the process, because some people have a lack in a mental state. They're really high, like they don't understand. They don't ask any questions about it. They don't have awareness about that function.
No. It's not about that. It's more about what do you think helps the most for your specific condition.
The thermotherapy, definitely.
You think the thermotherapy made the biggest difference?
Opened the doors for all of that.
Right.
Yeah. So it's so deep actually. So you're just your awareness grows. It's so fast, and you're learning about those functions so well through the process that you have the result that you want to share straight away. And you feel the difference very fast in your ability to function. And that was the feedback for me. Okay, this is it. If I can feel better in the morning and go through the day with less symptoms and then next day even better. So man, I'm sticking to this because everything else before was not helping. It was getting worse. I was very depressed, suppressed, and all those.
What were the other things what you tried?
Oh, besides
just
like the natural things?
Yeah. Well, like, so you said like none of the things you did before worked. So like obviously the painkillers
the
wouldn't
natural traditional way. So with all the doctors and pills, that was a thing. I tried some kind of esoterical things and like going also to the yoga and stuff like that. You know, it's very interesting. It is something in that, right? It is very good, but it was not getting to the core of it.
Right.
So to get me up, okay, this is something I have to do from from day to day.
If I would ask you to send me photos of your X-ray before and after, do you have that?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
It's obvious. You can see the difference.
You can see the difference. So if you you have to understand a bit that you have like a cervical, and the cervical function is more to get your head back, and it has like a C form, and that is to reduce that stress. It's like holding that
like a suspense.
Suspense, the gravity force. My neck was reversed.
Like this?
Yeah, straight and like, but I'm standing neutral. The neutral position is your neck is back.
Yeah.
So,
oh wow.
Yeah.
So
and that compromises the nerves and the blood supply to the head.
And because of that damage, what happened? Like that's why your neck.
The damage here and compensation goes up and down. So I experienced all the way from bottom up, down. So everything. So the building was like this.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay, so I want to get into you having the people coming over and doing all that stuff. But before that, like, how did the saunas join the force of Uldis getting better concept?
Yeah. So
obviously it's because it's fucking freezing. You get in freezing water.
Yeah,
it's
you
kind
need
of
to heat
cool to
up.
warm up.
Yeah.
Is that how it just came across, or it was different?
No, not exactly. So through the studying and understanding the more cells biology, I understood that it is about the polarity. So the cell needs to move, it needs to be stretched and shortened, so to have the metabolism of it. It gets the energy in and it consumes and metabolizes and it gets it out. So it needs the movement. And we have a lot of receptors in the body and they respond to external changes in temperature. And all those pain receptors, thermoreceptors. So you need both of them, and it's so natural. You get them all the time, even in this environment. So you go outside of this room, you have the like heat, right? So warmer. So, but not to the degree that it's like high heat and cold, right? So the higher it is, that it more triggers the body to release hormones that does something, right? That gives the
and
change.
it's important to go like not just like very cold and back to normal, but it's important to go very cold and very hot. Very cold and very hot.
It's the polarity. The deeper into the cold, the deeper into the warm.
I love that you're throwing that word around. Polarity. Isn't that a polarity?
Yeah.
It's going from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then saunas, I mean, it is... probably one of the coolest things since I was a kid. I knew like sauna is just fucking amazing. You go sweat out all your crap and everything. Because we were looking at it like you're sweating out your. I didn't even know the word toxins. It was like sweating out just
poison, basically.
Everything, right? And you just feel so good having like a cup of tea or maybe cold beer.
Yes, everything. So, but I changed a lot all about my approach to that, right? So as we were talking in Latvia, you kind of go, your reason is to wash yourself and cleanse, cleanse for elderly more. They understand maybe more, but you kind of go into the sauna and then you kind of jump into the cold and then you're back heating up, right? So, but that was not it. So I shifted around. So and I started to practice cold first. So and I was going in and I was doing the work and work with my primary functions. I was very good into the breathing. I'm getting better. I can neutralize that impact, that force. And then I was doing some exercises outside in the snow, right? So just gradually going into that warm and heating up and sitting there in a warm. So and back and forth. So and I felt amazing. So every time there was no disappointment. Right. Every time. So I wanted to repeat this, and I wanted to share because it feels so great. Yeah, it's a natural like expression of ours to share it. Right. Yeah. So and this is how it started. I started to share with the closest friends. So listen, and I was telling my story. Hey, this is what happened. This is and I was going through this one, and this works. Try it.
I mean, that is like your story is like an Oscar or like a typical Hollywood movie story. Yeah, you get an injury, you get really fucked. What to do next? Yeah. One of my favorite books, the yoga. Oh shit! I'm not saying one of my favorite books. I don't remember the title. It's the Yoga Warrior or so. Oh no, Warrior Pose. I think it's basically about this guy who broke his back and he was a journalist. He was and he was like investigative journalist and he was covering like these crazy war zones and like very in action kind of stuff, right? And literally he was in his hotel and the wind was crazy, blowing whatever, throwing the stuff around, and he just got on a chair to close the window and he fell. Damn. So slipped that thing and he broke his back. Literally broke his back. And he was for ages in denial to fixing it, like to go to doctors or whatever. So he would put the brace on and he would continue covering his because he was really high in his...
that's insane.
Yeah, he was really high in his career. And he was like, if he would go and like say no...
He's not giving up.
Because they had like this like a medical check before they would... physio check before he would... they would allow him to go to the war zone. Right? Obviously, he needs to do push-ups, pull-ups and some running, whatever. Yeah. And the guy was going through excruciating pain and like a huge amount of painkillers, almost, like just passing out, and he just go and whatever. So long story short, he got to the point he was like super addicted for all his shit, like alcohol and all the pain killers and morphines, all that. And to the point where his girlfriend or wife at the point, like she wanted to leave him, all that stuff. And then it was just a waking point. And he went to the rehab and basically discovered yoga. And with yoga, he healed himself. Like he would be waking up 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever, do all these positions, whatever. And his back literally got healed. And he had a cancer as well. So anyways, the idea of that small, just like continuous doing these right things, like they literally can heal your body, and you are your example.
I can relate to that. I of course I have my own experience and I can speak for myself.
100%.
So but I think and I feel that everything summarized and comes to the core of it about those primary functions, and there are things that you can do. You have some conscious influence over something, right, in your body. You can decide to breathe deeper now. You can decide to think, and you can decide to let it go. You don't think so much. You can decide to run faster or slower. So you have something, but we never know, and we never practice our individual, like unique organism in the way how exactly it works for me. How can I improve this? You're not into this in our society too much. Only when the trauma happens. And not for all of us. Some people find a way with a traditional, right? So and that's fine. But some people are really so messed up that it doesn't help. So what do? Either you go down or you decide to go. Again, polarity. So you're deciding, no, I will do my best. So that was story for me. So it's somehow, I'm here and I'm functional. I can travel and I can do stuff I was not even imagining that time. I was like going through the day was with a bit less pain was a success.
Yeah.
So that was my journey. So I'm very happy. Yeah, I took that. It was.
And then,
hard.
so what do you say you had your first, like at the beginning it was just friends coming over and doing this stuff with you. When did you say how long ago you had your first clients, like actual people would pay money for doing this stuff with you?
It was pretty fast, and I found some company that has mobile saunas. So it is steam sauna, and
it looks like a tent. Is that
it is a tent.
That's crazy.
It is a tent, and it's already how many years? 6 years maybe,
right?
Something like that.
So what is the setup? So how do they make the oven and where they put the rocks and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's a proper oven, but very light form, very light metal. Yeah. So I can bring it with me in my car, whatever. Yeah. So Norway is perfect for that. So you can find the water all over the place, and I'm just going and doing this. So I'm announcing the event. And people just signing up, and it's from mouth to mouth. So
awesome.
Yeah. So that was a period of time, and I even came to the point I opened the local. They had some place where to invite people, because I wanted to add things, some food, educate people. We were talking about other things, what's important, like secondary things, not the primary, but we were doing like combination of all those things.
Like a whole, what you would say, like retreat, like
retreat, like a center. And I was doing my massages and therapies there, and I was working with the clients one-on-one and gaining that awareness for the person about his condition and uniqueness. So, and that's the work, right? So a lot of people
But then how long ago was that you had the first client? When was it?
Yeah, it's a bit more than that. Some 7-8 years ago.
7 years. It's just approximately. It's not a big deal. And then now you would say you would have, how often do you have groups of people coming over? And how much does it cost, by the way? Is that okay to say? How much you charge?
Yeah, it depends.
I mean, like as a bigger group is going to be less, I guess.
Yeah. I had a group of 40 or over
40 people.
Yeah, with more tents and some. Yeah, it happens, but I cannot be very on to person. So I'm just like, it's more like a tribe group session. But most of my group sessions are 5 to 7, 8 people. Then I can connect with
it's much easier for you.
So there was a point when it was every week, at least twice a week. So it was a lot in the beginning, but today, if you ask me, it's much less, because I also work now as a thermotherapist, massage therapist in a beauty salon, what I can say. Together with my wife.
Like a spa.
Yeah. So in city. And that's main, because I want to grow in there. And from there, we are again connecting and making all those events and driving around. I'm pretty mobile. I can drive a long distance. Just setting up.
This event as well, like, so if people come over, let's say 7 people came over, you usually would, now you would go like set up the sauna, somewhere close to the river, right? Everyone's like parking around, ocean, kind of like this. Or also you can do it at your home place, like somewhere near.
I'm never doing this at home.
But not home.
But renting nearby. Some space. But most of the times it's in the nature. And that's a most beautiful connection, right? So especially the winter time, and there's snow, and it's a minus degrees, and that's the best.
Right. And if you would quickly run through, like, what do you guys do? What is the first thing, second, third, fourth? Like, what do you guys do?
Yeah, we always start like when the people are coming into that experience, they have some kind of expectations, and there's a lot of chat. And people have questions and stuff like that, and they want to know, right? It's that mind thing. And the first thing is to go into cold. The practical thing, we are going into cold. Doesn't matter what kind of weather, temperatures, we just go straight away in the cold. And there comes out all the shit. People are starting, whoa, how long can I do it and stuff. A lot of people are with conditions. We have to understand it's not just all people, healthy and strong. I'm coming in and I will test myself. So a lot of people are already suffering. And they say, I cannot deal with this. How can I survive in that cold? And there's a process how I'm guiding them through. And they very fast have this realization that they can do so much more than they think. And that's a beauty, because they are realize the first function of their is mind.
Yeah, and their limitations.
The limitations and the beliefs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that kind of quiets them down. And then they are with emotionally, they start to share themselves. I can just stand there and they'll listen, right? And they, oh yes, I did. I felt that moment of the relief. I felt that I can do. I felt the depth, because in the beginning, a lot of people are gasped, going in a really freezing cold. It's like shuts down that function. So we learn how to open, right? So we understand. Okay, and then I connect with all that informational flow. So they start to understand. Okay, inhale is more sympathetic, fight or flight. Exhale is more parasympathetic. That's a rest, digest. If you learn to get it deep and prolong your exhalation, you will calm the nervous system down and blah blah blah, all that stuff. And they're like, all right, that makes sense. I want to listen more. So and then we go in a sauna. Yeah, we do some exercises outside, like the movement exercises, right? So a lot of people, again, with limitations, say, I was my bad knee, I cannot do this lunge or squat. Or they, after the cold, kind of the numbness and so adrenaline and all that stuff, but they really can move. And it's about that movement. You start to move progressively. So they kind of feel, back pain going down. Just a lot of people forgetting about that issue, right? So they're just coming out. They're so excited, all that rush of the hormones. So we are moving, and then we are going into the heat, in the warm sauna.
So cold, movement, and sauna. Because also, like for those who are listening, it's very important after cold, never go straight to the heat. So never go straight to sauna or under the hot shower. So you want to get your blood pumping from like natural ways. So like do like squats, push-ups.
Exactly,
like
because what we do, we are gaining awareness of functions and we are gaining control. So you want to have this conscious control and what you can do in that process. Because what people are left with is that they have just one system, main system, nervous system, that they can now connect even more that relate to all other systems. And they have much more deeper influence, right? The conscious, there's unconscious part and conscious part. But what they can do to influence that consciously. And if there's a one system that responds to all of that shit, what's happening externally outside of you, so now you know what to do. Okay, when the stress comes to you, it doesn't matter. Is it cold now or heat? Is it some kind of emotional shit? Okay, I'm dealing the same way. And that's the practice what you need from day to day to become more resilient. So you're waking up all those systems, building up those muscles, right? So now to deal with any other stuff, you maybe have some issues in a space where you're working, right? So you will deal the same way. You will go through more with the ease.
So these people, like, do you have returning customers who like...
A lot of them.
A lot of them returning. What do they practice at home by themselves? Like, do they join some spas where they can use saunas and they can start to use cold baths? So
it's very different. There are some people that are with me in contact. They're, what's the next step? So how can I do it? So there's this mind thing more.
Then you go naked dip in the middle of the night.
So there are some people, mostly guys, younger guys, that they're again reaching for results. There, how long time I can spend there and there. So what's the best? Like, I want to go now under the water. That's my next challenge, right? So with the head under, So and stuff like that. So kind of silly things. So it's not about that. So it comes to for someone faster and someone not so fast.
It's so funny. This is like, but this is, you can see the comparison or similarities when you start doing Kung Fu.
100%.
Wushu, sorry.
100%.
And when you did Wushu, it's like, it's about the muscle, the speed, whatever. And then you're like, ooh,
I think it's
more about the mind. It's about that.
Renars Podcast.